Well, first two worsts figure out which is worse. And then the other two worsts figure out which is worse. And then the top two worsts fight it out until eventually you get the W-O-R-S-T-E-S-T. Worstest!
Here we are at the Worstest Mansion.
We are here at the Worstest Mansion. Tim, thank you very much. Hello, everybody in podcast listening land. You have gotten to Worstest. You might be saying, oh, let me change the dial, because these are not voices I recognize. Well, here's the thing. Today, on a very, very special Worstest, I am one of your hosts. John had an unfortunate diabetic shock. Yesterday was, of course, Halloween, and gobbling the candy like he does, he didn't feel so good this morning. So it is I, Simon. You probably heard me once or twice popping in, and, I am a cryptid master. I first got that moniker. Hello, boys, by the way.
Welcome in, Simon. Hello, Simon.
Thank you.
So glad to have you.
Nice to see you again.
Pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here. You know, I got the moniker as King of all cryptids in a speed dating night outside of New York City, up in the Westchester County area. It was said by every single young lady that was at the speed dating that I had, quote unquote, no human-like characteristics. And that was when my love of the cryptid was born. One of the bouncers said, you should probably look into cryptids, you freak.
I could see that.
Yes, the bird beakish nose and the gills sometimes give it away. They're not real gills, but unfortunately a skin condition. But anyway, I'm very proud. I'm very, very proud to be here today.
I think I can speak for my co-hosts that we were all getting a little bored with John, so it's nice to have an infusion of some new blood.
He does go on, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm here today, and maybe I'll be back. I don't know. Hopefully I'll do a great job.
Well, we certainly hope so.
Well, I have to tell you, I am one of Worstest's biggest fans, so I've listened to the show so many times. And, I think I have a really good grasp on how this thing's run.
Your head looks a little larger than a normal head from all the knowledge you've been taking in.
That's the cryptidness
it is.
of me.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, well.
And
I'm glad you brought up our caring audience. Yes, we all need to deliver today. People are they're waiting passionately for our next episode.
they really are. They really are. I know I am. I love Worstest. It's my favorite. Well, that and the cooling bags of ice I put on my slightly hydrocephalic head. Anyway, let us go over what we will be bringing to the Worstest arena today. Why don't we introduce ourselves and tell us in the order of how we're going to go. Let's tell everybody what we'll be bringing to the Worst Cryptid episode.
Hello, everyone out there. This is Pete, and I am bringing my good friend Champ along as the worst cryptid. Champ is the lake monster of Lake Champlain.
Ooh, very exciting.
My name is Tim, and I will be discussing the Jersey Devil.
Ooh, spooky.
Very much so.
I am Simon. I will be bringing the Mothman as the worst possible cryptid.
And to round things out, Scott Bradshaw here, and I'm going to be talking about the Monkey Man from Delhi, India.
Ooh.
New Delhi, India, excuse me.
Well, before we jump on to the arena of bringing, as they say, facts and deep research into the world of cryptids, I would like to do a little special holiday bonus for everybody. We just had Halloween yesterday. Sadly, John won't be waking up for a couple of days, so he won't know about it. But we had Halloween yesterday. And everyone wants to know how certain parts of our celebration of Halloween come about. And most of all, possibly the thing we take the most for granted, is the jack-o'-lantern. People just think people just started carving pumpkins up and sticking candles in them. Well, that's not true.
That's not how it happened?
No, Scott, that is not. It actually goes back hundreds of years ago. And now this is all true. This is actually a dramatization of the Celtic folklore, the folk tale of how the jack-o'-lantern came about. It is a beautiful play called Before the Devil Knows You're a Douchebag. The absolutely true story of Stingy Jack and how the jack-o'-lantern came to be. Tim will be the narrator. Pete is going to play the devil. Scott is going to play St. Peter. And I'm going to play Stingy Jack with my best possible Irish accent. I will give my email later to all the people in Ireland who want to send me thanks for my fantastic rendering of the Irish brogue. And here we go, without further ado, Before the Devil Knows You're a Douchebag.
Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, even before MySpace, in the swampy, boggy country in Ireland, when brutal poverty and trudging through a dark, doomed existence was known as getting up in the morning, there lived a man named Stingy Jack. Whoever gave Jack the moniker Stingy was certainly looking for their keys in the freezer, because being stingy was the least of his bad personality flaws. He was a mean, miserable drunkard, deceiver and manipulator, whose only bit of joy came in playing tricks on people. One night, coming from the pubs, he comes across a body laying in the road.
Diddly-dee, look at me, drunk as I can be. And a right douchebag, too. What in the hell is that? Oh, my word, it's a dead body. Well, let me see if he passed with a few coins in his pocket, what I can get a few drinks with.
Jack went through the devil's pockets.
A little to the left, Jack. I haven't invented Tinder yet, and I'm lonely.
Ah, a talking corpse. This is my 5th one this week.
I'm no corpse. It's me, the devil. I've heard tell from everyone that you are the worst, the absolute worst. I had to come up and check you out for myself. Oof, you are truly awful.
So's your mother. I guess you want to take me to the fiery underworld now, huh?
Nah, first of all, you're not dead, so there's that. Plus, you are truly terrible. Granted, I haven't invented Hitler yet. You're like babysitting an annoying kid who wants to explain every detail of their favorite movie bad. But honestly, that's pretty bad.
Well, I'm only disagreeable because I haven't eaten anything all day. Oh, would you mind going to the top of this tree and grabbing me an apple?
I'm the friggin' dark, monstrous, terrifying lord of the underworld. Plus, I invented pick-your-own-apple farms. Paying $50 for $1.75 worth of buggy green apples. You wreck your clothes, get sweaty and gross, and everyone fights during the car room. Exquisite.
Oh, just one apple.
You're good. I have no idea why I'm about to do this, but here goes.
As the devil gets to the top of the tree, Jack surrounds the base of the tree with crucifixes.
It's a good thing I stole these from the cemetery. I was drunkenly stumbling through. Wow, I really am a douchebag.
You really are. Listen, I gotta get down from here. I've got a date with most of the royal families of Europe.
Well then, make me a deal.
Oh boy, not another one of these.
If you agree not to take me soul when I die, I'll let you down from that tree.
You mean, if I say you can't annoy me for all eternity, you'll let me down from this tree? Oh lordy, that's a tough one. Yeah, fine, you got a deal.
Whee! I'm off to celebrate with a wee dram of whiskey. Or 7. I'm off on my way, devil, as you should be too.
Oh, you betcha. I'm off to work on my plans for Woodrow Wilson.
Many years later, Jack died in a terrible got-your-nose incident while fighting a man in a syphilis ward and went up to heaven.
Hello there, St. Peter. Open up those pearly gates and let me on to me great reward.
Hey, bozo. Who in the name of Jesus' cloud shoes are you?
Many call me many things, like the guy I took this silver nose from.
Jack held out a fake silver nose.
Called me that right twinky bastard I'm gonna pound into God's good earth. Hence why I'm here. Yeah, most call me Stingy Jack.
I've heard all about you. The devil was complaining about you at our weekly Friends watching party. You are a douchebag. The biggest, in fact.
As true as that might be, I'm dead. So you've got to take me.
Oh, take a chill pill there, Slappy. There's no way you're getting into heaven. You're awful. Nope, you gotta go down below.
But I can't. I made a deal with the devil. I can never go into hell.
Yeah, genius. A deal with the devil. That's a great way of getting into heaven. Sorry, dude. You're out of here.
In a flash, Jack was back on the pitch-black, swampy moors of Ireland, where he walked aimlessly.
Well, this sucks.
After a while, he called to the devil and asked him for some way to light the path on which he walked.
Man, you've got some nerve, I'll tell you that. Here's an eternally burning coal from the depths of hell. Burns forever. It'll never go out.
How the hell am I going to carry it?
Wow, you just don't let up, do you? You really are a douchebag. I'll tell you what. Stick it in a hollowed-out turnip. I can hardly get my teeth through those things. They'll hold an eternally burning coal from the depths of hell. No problem.
Ugh, thanks a lot. I possibly should have made better choices in my life. Hell. Maybe if my people weren't systematically abused and treated like garbage throughout most of history, I would have had a better sense of self-worth and not relied on the drink and tricksterism to make my way through life. Damn you, Cromwell!
And that is why we put candles in pumpkins today. Also, it's why we can't discount the theory that trauma can imprint on DNA and manifest in future generations. The end.
Bravo, bravo.
I've got to tell you, that was absolutely beautiful. And it was an explanation, which is really all we can ask for. It's wonderful. So, without further ado, I say we get right into this.
Round one, right?
Round one, which is going to be comprised of Pete with Champ, the Lake Champlain monster, and Tim with the Jersey Devil. So, Pete, take it away with your Champ. Maybe he'll be the champ of worst. Scott, why are you throwing that shoe at me? I'm sorry. I'll stop saying things like that. Pete, take it away.
That's right. I'll take it away with Champ. And, you know, he doesn't get called Champ for nothing. He's going to be the champ of the worst of the cryptids today.
Yeah. We'll see.
In American folklore, Champ, or Champy, is the name of a lake monster said to live in Lake Champlain, a 125-mile-long body of fresh water shared by New York and Vermont and extending into Quebec, Canada. Over the years, there have been over 300 reported sightings of Champ.
Wow.
300, baby. The original story is related to the Iroquois legend of giant snakes. The Abenaki called the creature Tatoskak, and the Mohawk named it Oniarakawa. So, it's pretty terrible, as you can tell.
Pronunciation.
I won't show you how it's
Better
spelled.
than my pronunciation. Our pronunciation, obviously.
Okay, so in 1819, there was a report in the Plattsburgh Republican entitled Cape Ann Serpent on Lake Champlain, and reports a Captain Crum sighting an enormous serpentine monster. Crum estimated the monster to have been about 187 feet long and approximately 200 yards away from him. Despite the great distance, he claimed to have witnessed it being followed by 2 large sturgeon and a billfish, and was able to see it had 3 teeth and eyes the color of peeled onions. Ooh. Don't ask me what that looks like.
Probably a red onion. That would look a lot nastier.
I was going to say, like a red onion, maybe a shallot. Those are very frightening to me.
Probably was a shallot, you're right. He also described the monster as having a belt of red around its neck and a white star on its forehead. A little bit like a sneetch, actually, when you think about it.
Thinking that.
That's an entirely different story. In 1883, Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney claimed that he had seen a water serpent which rose about 5 feet out of the water, of about 20 rods, the equivalent of 110 yards in length, from where he was on the shore. He claimed that he was so close that he could see round white spots inside its mouth, and that the creature appeared to be 25 to 30 feet in length. The dozens of sightings that comprised the monster flap that followed Mooney's sightings would predate the public Loch Ness controversy by 50 years. That's right.
Criminy.
The legend of Champ captured the interest of P.T. Barnum, who in 1873 and 1887 offered rewards of as much as $50,000 for anyone who could bring him the monster. And remember that guy John who used to be with us? He told us about how much $50,000 was worth in the 1800s, which was a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot. In 1977, Sandra Manzi took a now sensational photograph, which, by the way, I have here. And maybe we can consult with John, and he can figure out a way to post, these wonderful illustrations.
Is that picture where the lady had her whole fist in her mouth?
That was a different one, actually. That was a different one.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I don't know that I saw that photo. I don't think I want to either.
You don't really need to. It's frightening.
Well, but to Pete's point, you're gonna speak to John after the recording and let him know we want to put this up.
Well, if he wakes up.
As soon as he wakes up, no
Yes.
problem. Well, anyway, Sandra Manzi took this sensational photograph while on vacation with her family that appears to show an animal with a long neck emerging from the lake. The area of the lake where the photograph reportedly was taken is no deeper than 14 feet. According to the experts, it is unlikely that a giant creature could swim, let alone hide in such shallow water. As a matter of fact, it has been suggested by unbelievers that the object in the photograph could possibly be a rising tree trunk or log, but none of us believe that nonsense.
Come now.
We're here to tell the truth today.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing as tree trunks or logs.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Well, yep.
I don't believe in those.
Well, in the book The Untold Story of Champ by Robert Bartholomew, it is further revealed that the original photo was sent to an expert at a nearby university to be authenticated. However, the expert quickly realized that the two most vital elements in verifying the photo were missing. Sandra Manzi said that she had thrown away the negative and that she could not locate where she snapped the photo. Oops.
What an amazing coincidence.
It's funny, isn't it? It's a little...
Well, when you are so I have been under great stress in my life. One time
you often throw away negatives. It happens all the time.
I throw away negatives, and also I remember one time I had a coupon for Captain Crunch, and they said the date had expired, but I didn't believe it did because I had gotten into the mail only that day, so that doesn't make really much sense. Anyway, in that kind of stress, I forgot where I'd gotten that coupon, and it happens, is what I'm saying.
And who could verify?
Yeah, Captain Crunch could, but I listened to Worstest, and we found that he is an unreliable source at best.
Plus, he probably had cereal stuck to the roof of his mouth.
Cut up and horribly disfigured. Please go on. I'm on the edge of my seat with Champ and this hero lady who took pictures of him.
Well, I hate to tell you, but without the negative or location, it was impossible to determine with any degree of certainty what was in the photo. Nonetheless, this photo garnered much attention from the media, appearing in the New York Times and Time magazine in June and July 1981.
Amazing.
Which just goes to prove, our media doesn't mess around. They go straight to the truth.
Fact-checking along the way.
Always has been.
Always. Champ reportedly can be seen in a video taken by fishermen in the summer of 2005. Close examination of the images may be interpreted either as a head and neck of a plesiosaur-like animal, and even an open mouth in one frame and a closed mouth in another, or as a fish or eel.
No tree trunks this time, though.
No tree trunks. None at all.
Well, of course, because they don't exist.
That's right.
Although two retired FBI forensic image analysts who reviewed the tape said it appears authenticated and unmanipulated, one of them added that, quote, "There's no place in there that I can actually see an animal or any object on the surface." Take that as you will. We're the believers, of course.
Was this man made of logs? Because then I don't believe he exists.
I believe he was actually known as Loghead.
I've heard of him.
Yes.
You also say there's no aliens either.
Oh, God,
oh
no.
loghead, you half-wit.
Well, sounds recorded from within the lake by the Fauna Communications Research Institute in 2003, working as a part of the Discovery Channel program, were described as being similar to those produced by beluga whales or dolphins,
In a lake.
neither of which were known to live in Lake Champlain. Champlain. An article describing the recordings has been published to scientific literature, explaining that the sounds were likely a form of echolocation, despite none of the known native creatures being able to echolocate. But listen, we believe.
That's
the
right.
important thing. During post-production of the film Lucy and the Lake Monster, the filmmakers reviewed their drone footage from production on August 2nd, 2024.
That's almost today.
That's right. And notice what
Almost.
appeared to be a large creature swimming just below the surface on the water of Bulwugga Bay.
What?
The alleged creature is visible in the bottom right portion of the screen, swimming behind a boat on which the two lead actors of the film were aboard.
They were almost killed.
The boat was just under 12 feet long and just over 4 feet wide, and the alleged creature appears to be larger than the boat.
Gasp.
One of the co-writers, Kelly Tabor, believes it to be a foundational piece of evidence for Champ. A 10-second clip from the longer 5-minute footage was shared publicly on YouTube. I have not seen it, but I'm sure, unlike logs, it exists.
Amen.
On October 3rd, 2025, William Shatner, none other than,
Captain Kirk?
presented the Tabor Rossi footage on his program, The Unexplained, a television series on history. Shatner tapped the world's top scientific experts to analyze the footage and concluded it is, quote, the most compelling recent evidence for Champ, unquote.
And he would know. He met a tribble.
That's right. This is no trouble.
In all fairness, if you pay Shatner enough money, he'll say anything.
That is true. That is a good point.
Allegedly.
I'm going to take him to my next speed dating evening.
He'll show up.
Maybe he'll say good words about me.
He never turns down work, apparently.
Well, all right. God bless you, William Shatner.
Champ has had some cultural importance to New York and Vermont.
Do tell.
That's right. The Champ legend has become a revenue-generating attraction. For example, the village of Port Henry, New York, has erected a giant model of Champ and holds Champ Day on the first Saturday of every August.
What is Champ Day? What do
I don't
they
know,
do?
but we have plans for next summer.
Okay.
Champ,
Isn't that really what just the Olympics are?
that's right.
One would think.
Champ has been the primary attraction of the Vermont Lake Monsters baseball team since it was renamed from the Vermont Expos following the 2005 season and continues to serve as the team's mascot.
That's a great name for a team, actually.
It really is.
It is.
This mascot version of Champ appears as a special guest at various charitable and other functions throughout Vermont. Several nearby establishments, including a car wash, use images of Champ as a logo. In 2022, a feature film, Lucy and the Lake Monster, was filmed in Port Henry, New York, and in various locations around Lake Champlain. It is about a young orphan girl and her grandfather looking for Champ, being based on a children's book with the same title. I have never read that book to my children, I assure you.
Well, that's why they haven't woken up in the middle of the night screaming.
Exactly.
You're a good father.
Champ is a horror. Champ is mentioned as being an example of a monster inhabiting Lake Champlain in The X-Files, episode titled Quagmire,
I don't remember that
in which
one.
characters hunt an animal believed to be an aquatic dinosaur. That's right.
Season 4, episode 22. It was the time that Scully ate gum twice, and Mulder wore both a gray and a red striped tie.
Wow.
You're a big fan of the show, Simon, apparently.
It is my life. Really. It was like the foot. You know how some people have footprints
Yes.
on the refrigerator, when he's holding them and he's going down the beach and stuff. I have the "We Believe in You" Simon with Mulder and Scully a thumbs up that I drew myself.
Oh, I see.
Alone.
That's beautiful. I just have to wipe my eye for a minute.
I don't blame you, but please more about Champ.
Okay. Well, here we go with a little bit more. Lake Champlain has been called America's Loch Ness and is similar to Loch Ness in that both are deep freshwater lakes that were created some 10,000 years ago. While not as deep as Loch Ness, Lake Champlain's maximum depth of 400 feet is still quite impressive as a potential monster hiding place. Also, both bodies of water support enough fish to feed a small group of lake monsters. Joseph Zarinsky, founder of the Lake Champlain Phenomena Investigation, writes that, quote, the evidence of Champ's existence is scanty when compared to the wealth of eyewitness testimony, photographic and sonar evidence from Loch Ness, but he still feels there is enough impressive data on Champ to support belief in his existence. He feels strongly about impressive data.
I hope the audience can hear those air quotes.
Oh, my goodness. They're all around.
Well, as they say, publish your feelings. Don't they say that?
Who says that?
Well, he did. Also, Glablinski said that, I'm sure.
I think it was Lipinski.
He's got nothing to do with the buck.
Okay, and lastly, I'm going to tie this up with a little summary that we need about the Manzi account, which is just so impressive. This photo that she took, which
Right,
again,
that was the woman who took that very first photo. Okay.
Oh, yeah. The Manzi account remains the most detailed encounter with Champ or indeed any lake monster. That picture is more plausible looking than the famous fake picture of the Loch Ness Monster. John Kirk's book, In the Domain of the Lake Monsters, writes that, quote, the monster of Lake Champlain has the distinction of being the only lake monster of whom there is a reasonably clear photograph. It is extremely good evidence of an unidentified lake-dwelling animal. Joe Zarinsky, who we are familiar with, author of Champ, Beyond the Legend, considers the photo, quote, the best single piece of evidence on Champ, unquote. Wasn't really a very good quote. Jerome Clark, a well-respected paranormal investigator, writes in his Encyclopedia of Strange and Unexplained Physical Phenomena, quote, by any standard, the Manzi photograph remains a genuine mystery. And what a stupid thing to say. And a serious obstacle to any effort to reduce the Champ phenomenon to mundane causes. And lastly, because I'm going to say I have no chance of making the second round, I'm going to just
Give it up
put
already.
It all out there. Dennis Hall may have actually captured a Champ specimen.
What?
In the 1970s, he discovered a 12-inch long reptile in a marshy area bordering the lake that looked like no other living reptile. Dennis's father thought the creature should be examined by the scientists at the University of Vermont. They declared it was unlike any known living reptile. Unfortunately, it simply deepened the mystery when the specimen was lost.
Before they arrived at the lab, right?
Although Dennis later recognized its image in a book on prehistoric reptiles, Tanystropheus, extinct for millions of years, was the spitting image of his 12-inch specimen.
Imagine that.
Oh, dear.
And in summary, I will say skeptics, of course, have their doubts. They point out that for Champ to exist as a viable species, there would need to be at least 50 adults and likely closer to 500 to sustain a breeding population over time. Yet, despite centuries of searching, no bones, bodies, or definitive proof have ever been found. Still, as the sun dips behind the Adirondacks and the lake turns to glass, the imagination takes over. You can almost picture it, a ripple, a shape beneath the waves, the shadow of something ancient and alive. Whether Champ is a misunderstood sturgeon, a trick of light, or a genuine survivor from a forgotten age, this one thing is certain: the legend lives on, gliding just beneath the surface of American folklore. I submit to you the worst cryptid.
very good, very good.
So I do have to ask, why is he the worst?
Oh, well, because,
I'm convinced.
because there's people who think it exists, and I mean, like us, and then there's other people who kind of say, maybe not, but I don't really believe them so much, but,
I think we've learned a lot about Champ, and most importantly about ourselves. Really. So now, here we go, diving into the horrors of the eastern seaboards. The Jersey Devil.
Oh, yes.
Take it away, Tim.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you. Yes, I am going to report on the notorious Jersey Devil, sometimes referred to as the Leeds Devil,
Oh, jeez.
which has haunted the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey for centuries.
Very spooky.
Oh, you just wait. Our story begins in 1735 with a woman known in folklore as Mother Leeds, who was expecting her 13th child.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
so she was halfway through.
Well, even for the 18th century, this was a lot of children. Now, despite her family's hardships and her husband's alcoholism, her 13th child being on the way caused Mother Leeds a lot of consternation. And legend has it that she proclaimed, "Let it be the devil." Well, Mother Leeds might have got her wish.
Oh, my.
For when the child was born on a dark and stormy night, it quickly transformed itself into a hideous beast, growing hooves, a head of a dog with the face of a horse, large bat-like wings, and emitting a high-pitched, hideous, piercing scream.
And
It
ate all his siblings.
It did. It flew around the room, attacking everyone it could find, by some accounts killing several of its siblings.
It was probably full at that point.
Well, we shall see. I don't know if it's ever will be satiated, Scott. Flying up into the chimney and out into the Pine Barrens, where it has allegedly lived ever since.
Wow.
The Jersey Devil, or New Jersey Devil, or again, Leeds Devil, has been cited hundreds of times over the last several centuries by many reputable individuals. In fact, some of the more reputable people to have seen it was Joseph Bonaparte, brother of Napoleon Bonaparte.
What?
Yes. Of the, was it Cerulean Green fame?
Shields Green.
Shields Green fame. Who apparently witnessed it while on a hunting expedition in southern New Jersey. Commodore Stephen Decatur, an early American naval hero, not only saw it, fired a cannonball at it to no effect, apparently. January 1909 is probably the most famous rash of sightings. This, for those who don't know, the Pine Barrens are in southern New Jersey. It probably more aligns with the Philadelphia metro area more than the New York. However, in January 1909, a rash of sightings in southern New Jersey and Philadelphia, and as far away as Delaware and Maryland, led to a panic where schools closed, posses were formed to hunt the creature down, and apparently the Philadelphia Zoo may have offered $10,000 to anyone who could capture the creature. The creature apparently attacked a trolley car in Haddon Heights and a social club in Camden. And was
They didn't let him in. That's what happened.
I
think.
guess not, yeah.
Where's your ID?
Yeah, it was probably restricted too.
You don't know who I am?
This is early 20th century.
Oh,
after
yeah,
all.
good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I know the owner.
So, many skeptics point to the fact that, well, 1909 was a big hoax. The truth is, many people created footprints in the snow and other devices to try and gain the reward, the $10,000 reward. It makes perfect sense that people would try and collect that kind of money in 1909.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But it doesn't debunk the fact that many people apparently saw this winged, hooved, bipedal creature, lurking in the swampy, marshy areas of the Pine Barrens. To this day, people report many strange sightings driving through that area, through New Jersey, on the Garden State Parkway. Winged creatures creatures that cannot be explained. Many farmers have complained about their livestock being slaughtered by unknown creatures. Now, possible origins of this folklore are fascinating. It might actually go back to pre-revolutionary colonial America and the dichotomy between loyalists and the budding colonial agitation for independence. The story goes that a man named Daniel Leeds, right, who may or may not be related to Mother Leeds, ran a almanac, a newspaper that he published in southern New Jersey, which happened to be competing with none other than Benjamin Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac in nearby Philadelphia. Now, Daniel Leeds was a Quaker, and Quakers, of course, believe in peaceful nonviolence. They're also very shrewd business people.
They make lovely furniture as well.
And they do. They absolutely do.
And a hell of an oatmeal, which, by the way, because of my dietary restrictions, it's the only food I can eat.
No longer Captain Crunch?
No. There was the Captain Crunch and the
Hang in there, Simon.
I'm sorry, it's just so traumatic. Please go on. I want to hear more about this. Enough of my problems and digestion.
Okay. Well, it turns out that Daniel Leeds began publishing horoscopes and other astrological pieces in his almanac.
Oh,
That's a no-no in the 18th century. He ran afoul with his fellow Quaker brethren. Now, Leeds, they began accusing him of, dabbling in the occult, which he became more and more fascinated with.
he's a witch.
Right, exactly. Leeds did not take kindly to their outrage and their animosity toward him. He converted to Anglicanism. Now, Anglicanism was the religion of the Loyalists in America. And so Leeds started accusing his Quaker brethren of being anti-monarchists. Remember, this is the 1720s, where the colonial movement for independence is decades away. So most Americans were loyal subjects of the crown. So Leeds begins accusing them of being anti-monarchists. Ben Franklin, who would like to, usurp Daniel Leeds' subscriptions, he begins publishing some satirical pieces against Daniel Leeds' son, Titan Leeds, by predicting that Titan Leeds will die in October of that same year.
Are you kidding me?
Sort of making fun of the fact that his father was publishing horoscopes.
Well, to be fair, the only horoscope in a Quaker newspaper is, "You will work hard today."
Yes.
And probably die.
Right. And they were usually true.
And that was every sign. That's what was so, yes, people would like, oh, he's in league with the devil.
Precisely.
And they certainly predict there will be no sex today.
Well, those are the Shakers.
Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
Shakers didn't believe in sex, actually, which is why there are only about 12 Shakers left.
I'm a shaker. Please go on. I'm very interested in this.
Yes, indeed. So Ben Franklin, being the man of the Enlightenment that he was, thought horoscopes and astrology were nonsense, were bunk. So he begins poking fun at Titan Leeds. Titan Leeds does not think this is funny, predicting that he's going to die in October. So later on that year, he writes a piece criticizing Franklin for doing this, saying this was wrong, this was out of line. Franklin takes it up a notch and starts claiming that Titan Leeds' ghost is writing pieces against him. So Franklin is having a lot of fun with this. Now, it turns out that Titan Leeds begins to adopt something called a wyvern or wavern, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, on his coat of arms. Let's call it a wyvern. A wyvern is a winged, hooved creature with a tail that somewhat resembles a dragon, which is eerily similar to the description of the Jersey Devil. And the idea that Titan Leeds' ghost, which Ben Franklin is referring to in his almanac, is now haunting the Jersey Pine Barrens. This might be the origins of the Jersey Devil. It might have, like many things in colonial America, it was probably invented by Benjamin Franklin. Now, why is it?
Then he had sex with it.
Almost certainly. Now, why is it the worst? Well, I'm a huge fan of hockey, and I love the New York Rangers, and I simply don't like the New Jersey Devils. So the story goes, this is where I'll end my story. In 1982, a hockey team, formerly known as the Colorado Rockies,
Very true.
relocated to New Jersey and took the name New Jersey Devils, honoring the official state demon of New Jersey, which was named in 1938, as Simon pointed out earlier, the only state with an official demon.
True.
The New Jersey Devils have won 3 Stanley Cups in 1995, 2000, and 2003, mainly behind the brilliant goaltending of Martin Brodeur. Many consider the greatest goaltender in NHL history. He has 692 wins, which is the most in NHL history. And if you're a New York Rangers fan, you know that the Devils are one of the main reasons the Rangers never won another Stanley Cup after 1994. Which many consider to be one of the greatest moment in Ranger history. Probably because of the great goaltending of Martin Brodeur. A coworker of mine, a very big Ranger fan, has said that Martin Brodeur ruined his childhood because he is a huge Ranger fan.
That franchise had quite the run back then.
They did. Brodeur's nickname was Marty, and you'll love this, Satan's Wallpaper. That's his nickname.
What?
Well, the idea is because they're the Devils, and he plays goaltender, so nothing gets through Satan's Wallpaper. Now, I don't know who made that up. I have not heard that before. I looked it up on Hockey Reference. Yeah. As far as I know, Martin Brodeur is a fine individual. He's from Montreal, one of my favorite cities. The Devils are also... I've been a big fan of the Devils, if you can't tell. Again, nothing against New Jersey. I just don't like the Devils franchise. They also came up with the neutral zone trap, which made hockey extremely boring to watch in the early 2000s because it was killing offense. That's how effective it was. So the NHL had to put some new rules in effect to sort of make it illegal. So that is my vote. That is why my vote for the worst cryptid is the Jersey Devil, merely because I don't like the New Jersey Devils hockey team. That is all.
Well, that was a twist at the end.
Well, yes. Like the Jersey Devil's tail, a twist.
Well, Scott, we have quite the we have work cut out for us. We have definite work
I would have to agree with you there, Simon.
cut out for us. So,
Where do you want to start?
oh boy. So we've got a plesiosaur, and we've got someone driven mad by Ben Franklin's chidlings.
Or some unfortunate afterbirth, I would say.
Boy, it ain't so good. I don't know where to go with this. I'm thinking, just because although I don't play a lot of sports, quite honestly, it frightens me. But I do enjoy hockey, and the Jersey Devils do scare me. Now, champ, I like the idea of a 12-inch champ monster. Things seem to get lost a lot in the champ story.
It does get lost.
The horror, though, is something that is retained. So, I'm probably going to have to say, probably because there's more to the story of the Jersey Devil.
I agree. The very interesting connection to colonial America, pre-Revolutionary War, the mudslinging that went on, fascinating. And I knew we're New Yorkers, so of course we knew of the Jersey Devil, but I was not aware that it's the only state with an official cryptid, an official monster. That's incredible. That's strong. That's
It's very strong.
So in Pete's case, the town seems to have adopted Champ, okay, and celebrated him. But this is the entire state of Jersey who's done it.
And ultimately, because it is an integral part of our revolutionary history, I would say that it is an integral part of the revolution and the making of this country in itself.
And Pete made the strong case for how this is all about how people feel about these cryptids.
Air quotes.
Thank you. I strongly feel that stench I smell all the time in Jersey, it's probably that leads devil.
So I think without bashing on this anymore, I think we have ourselves
A round one.
a worst cryptid.
Yes.
And round one is the Jersey Devil.
Thank you.
Nice. Well,
appreciate it.
let's take a quick break for some of that beautiful music that I love hearing. If I ever had a date, I would certainly play that.
Let's go get some oatmeal.
Let's go get some oatmeal. We'll be right back. If I ever went on a date, that is the exact music that I would play. So nice. It's like Barry White if you had no testosterone. Like me, because of all the oatmeal. Anyway, here we go on to our second round, which is me with the Mothman versus Scott with the Monkey Man of New Delhi. Yes, I'm very excited. So here we go. Let us dive into the Mothman. Now, a quick thing. I had said that I was going to do Bigfoot because I am an expert in Bigfoot.
A favorite of yours.
It really is. And there are definite ties. Well, I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But, Bigfoot.
I'm sure you will.
Oh, boy. The capricious time-traveling, going through one dimension and another, which is why we never find his scat. Everyone knows that. And the only people who have ever seen Bigfoot scat are the tall grays, because he is a trickster, and he likes popping in to the world of the tall grays, throwing his scat as they sit around their desks. They love a desk. And he giggles horrifically, and then he runs right out of that particular porthole.
What a scamp.
He truly is. That's why he's never hurt people here. Now, there is talk. Well, I'm not going to go deep into him. But one day we'll talk about the Loch Monster and the Yeti and so many other different variations of the Bigfoot. What I'm here to talk about is not the Bigfoot, but I'm here to talk about the Moth, the Man, the Legend.
Now, is he a superhero? Can you remind me?
Mothman? We'll talk about that.
Okay.
We will talk about that because there are some who say he is.
Understandably.
So,
I believe Mothman's most hated enemy is Lantern Man.
Aha.
no, he loves him. He can't get away from him.
That's the problem.
So, here we go.
Bright white man.
Our story begins with a pair of couples driving their car, as any young people do, looking for mirth and enjoyment. Now, this is back in 1966.
They had meth back then? Oh, I'm sorry. Mirth.
Mirth, which you can find with meth
True.
for a while. If your mirth has something to do with chewing gum, the meth will make that mirth go away. Because your teeth will disappear. Anyway, that's not the important part. The important part is this. Please come back to me, to the halcyon days of 1966, where a pair of young couples are going out for their mirth and fun. This is before sex was invented, so they were just going to have fun.
Yeah, 67 was the summer of love, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so this
That's
is
when
right
baby
before.
boomers-
Right before
Baby
it.
boomers invented sex. Everyone knows
That's
that.
right. They invented the clitoris, and then they forgot it after they got married. That's what my Aunt Mildred tells me anyway. She's nice. Anyway, here we go. So two couples on November 16th, 1966, they're driving along. When suddenly, as they're driving by an old munitions factory, they see something. As the Point Pleasant Register wrote in their Daily Gazette, couples see man-sized bird, creature, something.
That's very clear.
That was, well, they're going to cover it. So this is what they wrote. It was a bird or something. It definitely wasn't a flying saucer. Two Point Pleasant couples said today they encountered a man-sized bird-like creature in the TNT area around midnight last night. Sheriff's deputies and city police went to the scene about 2 o'clock this morning, but they were unable to spot anything. But the two young men telling their story this morning were dead serious and asserted they hadn't been drinking. It was like a man with wings, Millette said, one of the young men. It wasn't like anything you'd see on TV or in a monster movie. The men and their wives, they were in Scarsbury's car between 11:30 and midnight when they spotted the creature near the old power plant. The creature was seen standing on 3 occasions, and it was described as being extremely fast. It flew about 100 miles an hour in flight, but it was clumsy. A clumsy runner.
Wait, you said it was a power plant? I thought earlier you said it was a munitions plant.
It's a munitions plant and a power plant, evidently. No, the National Guard Armory buildings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
it
that's
was known
yes.
as the TNT site, I believe.
The TNT site.
Oh, I didn't get that reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so they called it the TNT site, but it was an old armory. Right. So that's going to come in too. So after that, there were more sightings. More sightings poured in. One witness, Connie Jo Carpenter, described it as horrible, like something out of a science fiction movie. Thomas Urey saw it while driving on the morning of November 25th. It came up like a helicopter and veered over my car. After the initial reporting hit the newspapers, one of the headlines said, 4 more say they saw red-eyed whatever. Ran one out of the headlines. Experts rushed in to calm the fervor, dismissing the sightings as nothing more than a regular bird. As someone said, there is no doubt in my mind that the strange monster or large terrifying bird or what have you was a sandhill crane. That's what Robert J. Smith, an associate professor of wildlife biology at West Virginia University, told reporters at the time.
Red eyes, a crane?
I've never heard of a crane hovering like a helicopter.
That's right.
Exactly.
No
Now,
way.
this is the point a lot of people say. A crane, he explained, especially the sandhill crane, it can stand up to 4.5 feet tall, not 10 feet. And its eyes can appear to glow when caught in headlights. When startled, sometimes the bird extends their wings. And the sandhill crane does have large red markings on its wings. Could they be eyes? Could be. Okay, I'll give you that. But Smith's naysaying did little to quell the growing fervor. Within days, hundreds of sightseers jammed the country roads of Point Pleasant, hoping to catch a glimpse of the red-eyed whatever. 19 sightings were reported between November 12th and December 11th, before trickling off. The last report sighting was January 11th, 1967, when Mabel McDaniel saw a large winged creature on Route 62 flying over Tiny's drive-in restaurant. Now, there is no talking about the Mothman without talking about the Silver Bridge, otherwise known as the Point Pleasant Bridge.
Now, why is that important?
Well, a little talk about the Point Pleasant
Tell us,
Bridge.
Simon.
The Point Pleasant Bridge was built in 1928 to much fanfare. It earned its nickname from its silver aluminum plate, the I-bar suspension chain bridge, connecting Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and Galapagos, Ohio. It was breathlessly advertised as an entirely new, sturdy cantilever design demanding worldwide attention. A dedicated ceremony on its opening day began with a parade of decorated cars. An estimated 10,000 people crossed the bridge on its first day. In December 15th of 1967, about a year after the first sightings of this Mothman,
Oh, maybe it was his birthday.
or a death day. Let's talk about young Linda Lane. Linda Lane was 18 in 1967. She had just graduated from high school that year and was living at home in Galapagos, just across the river from Point Pleasant. Sorry. On the afternoon of December 15th, she left the house with her mother around 4:30 to buy groceries when emergency vehicles began streaming past her. Never seen so many in my life, she'd later recall to the authors Bill and Jackie Kousoulis. At first, her mother thought there might have been a car accident on the Silver Bridge, but when Linda looked towards the bridge, she saw nothing. "Where's the bridge?" she cried. "Where's the bridge?"
Wait, it was gone?
The Silver Bridge, engineering marvel of the Ohio River Valley, was gone. The destruction was catastrophic. It didn't just fall into the river, a coal truck driver told the Charleston Daily Mail the next day. It sort of slithered like a snake, then it buckled, and cars began falling off sideways. It did not fall all at once, my God. It was like a chain reaction. It was horrible. As the Silver Bridge collapsed into the Ohio River, it took with it dozens of cars, many of them driving to go Christmas shopping because it was only December 15th.
Oh, jeezy crazy.
Ultimate claiming 46 lives. One of the worst bridge, up until recently, the worst bridge and most deadly bridge disaster in United States history. 44 bodies were recovered. 2 were never recovered from the Point Pleasant Bridge. Now,
This is terrible.
it is terrible. And now, why do we bring Mothman into this? Mothman was sighted for a year before. And now there are those who say, oh, well, it was a giant crane. It was a bird. Its glowing eyes were just spots on its wings. Here's the thing. The Mothman was never spotted again. If it was a bird, where'd he go? The birds were never spotted again. The Mothman never spotted again. And now there are a lot of different theories on this. Many say, and this is where now I am bringing you into my belief of why the Mothman is the worst cryptid. There is a benevolent and a malevolent take on the Mothman's showing up here at the Point Pleasant Bridge. The benevolent part of it is this, that if you look at what was described, a large domed head, no neck, wide, strange appendages, and being able to fly quickly but stumbling when running, well, does that sound like anything other than a spaceman? Or someone who is going through, much like Bigfoot does, portals of time and space?
Here we go.
So this is not me just saying
Where's
this.
the scat coming in?
There is no, well, it's held in the suit, is what happens. So this is not me saying this. Many Reddit threads, many speculations has been that the Mothman is a time traveler or a porthole jumper, just like Bigfoot. But instead of throwing scat at tall grays, the Mothman was trying to warn us. The Mothman has been seen at other disasters, most notably in 1999 in Georgia, Russia, at right before a gigantic apartment building was destroyed. That Mothman, or Mothmen, moth persons, were seen at that disaster too. The Mothman is said benevolently to come and try to warn people.
Just by showing up.
Well, that's my thing. If he is a benevolent creature trying to warn us, as many have said, this is not just me, just as this isn't the oatmeal speaking.
That's right. All of Reddit is saying it as well.
Reddit, yes, and there's many books about Mothman that talk about this. Books. The thing is this: if he is a benevolent creature here to help, well, if I was a big spooky creature trying to stop people from going onto a bridge, wouldn't you just hang out by the bridge and wave your hands, and you don't even have to talk? That's the thing. They say that when you are going through portals, you can't speak to people. And so wouldn't you just say, whoa, stop? I pretty much think that no matter where you go, if you put your hand up, 5,000 years back in time, 10,000, you put your hands up, people stop. And so all the Mothman had to do was that, if he was truly a benevolent, time-traveling, portal-jumping creation.
I guess as a member of an advanced race, there'd be some recognition about how to communicate even if you didn't understand the language.
Certainly, if somebody's about to eat a big...
I think woe is a universal language. You don't have to know English to know woe.
Hey there, buddy.
Exactly. Now, maybe it's like in Bulgaria, where if you shake your head, it's yes, and you nod your head, and it's no. Maybe in Mothman world, hovering just la-di-da above something means this is going to break in a year. Maybe that's the way they talk. I don't know, but I'm going to say probably not.
Simon, can I get a fact check on that Bulgaria thing?
It's true. It's very true, actually. That's a little something I learned. It's one of the things that I try to woo some of the young ladies at the speed dating. They also seem to be either not caring, incredulous, or one stabbed me with a fork.
So when they ask you, do you like me? And you go, you're actually trying to tell them yes, and they don't understand.
Exactly, which is why many of them I thought were Bulgarian, because when I asked them for their phone numbers, they shook their head no, and I said, "Oh, you must be Bulgarian."
And
That
he
was-
always only requests plastic forks nowadays.
Well, that's spoons. I'm a big, hence the oatmeal. Another reason why oatmeal helps. Anyway, getting back to the world of the
So
Mothman.
that's the benevolent
That's the
explanation.
benevolent explanation. Now, of course, what I think you can see coming, like a Mothman in the middle of the night, the malevolent explanation. The reason
Dum
this,
dum dum.
the reason the Point Pleasant Bridge fell is pretty terrible. I mean, it is a terrible tragedy. But basically, it was cantilevered, and there are these like little sockets, and just one of the sockets, built in 1929, this is 1967, one of the sockets had like a 1/4-inch little, just one of them had a little crack in it, and that was enough. That was enough. And the whole thing just fell apart, very easily to destroy. Now, if you're a Mothman and you're trying to stop people on a bridge, do you fly up on the top of the bridge where those little rivets are? No.
Oh, he was spotted in that exact spot.
He's he's seeing flooping and flopping. He's flying around. All those rivets, all those little cantilevered little islets, they're up in the sky where the Mothman's flying. I am one to think that in the malevolent chapter of this story, the Mothman was messing around with the Point Pleasant Bridge. And he, in fact, destroyed it and caused that terrible wreck.
Was he ever spotted with an acetylene torch and a welder's helmet up there?
You know, here's the thing. I can only imagine that flight any day of the week is difficult without a plane or a balloon. But with just a suit, it's tough enough. And then holding a whole acetylene, and bless, he might be in the future. An acetylene torch to him might look like the Jersey Devil, horoscopes or something. He's like, what the hell is this? I got nothing like this. Because it took him a year. Maybe he had like a toenail clipper or something. I don't know exactly.
See, now, I would have thought that perhaps as he was flying towards his transdimensional gateway, that perhaps one of those girders got sucked up in there, traveled with him, and maybe that's what did in the Point Pleasant Bridge.
Point Pleasant Bridge. Yeah, Scott,
that point wasn't very pleasant at that moment, for sure.
The point I'm making is terrible. That's certainly the case. Scott, maybe that could be another reason why it fell, and that fits more into the benevolent side of things, that he was just porthole jumping. But it's still through his own actions. So the sucking through the portal sucked one of those little rivets or one of those little eyelets out. That could be too.
So we have silent warnings and callous negligence.
Correct. Just for his own portal jumping fun. At least when Bigfoot does it, he's throwing his scat at tall grays. This guy's just doing it for the hell of it. So there's that, or there's the malevolence that he's actually the cause of it.
I see. Okay.
That is what I'm saying. The Mothman is the worst cryptid, because either through slipshod benevolence, just not caring about his herky-jerky ways of enjoying himself. Maybe it's a sandals porthole vacation he took. I don't know. It's like when people leave a Big Mac in the Galapagos and all the blue-footed boobies die.
We may never know the truth.
We probably won't, and we maybe don't want to. All I know is this, is that you have benevolence, just laissez-faire Mothmanning, or you've got true malevolence. And that, my friends, is where I will leave you in the spooky tale
Or
of
maybe
the
Mothman was so
Mothman.
brilliant that he wanted to leave us with both of these possibilities, and we had to use our, frame of existence to decide.
What
if
you're saying
Mothman-
is that me right now is the ultimate end to a long fabled philosophical question, and I am the only one to answer it. I think that's what you're saying here.
That's kind of it. That's kind of it.
Yes, well,
why-
that makes total sense.
That's why we're honored you're here.
Well, I myself am honored to be here, and especially exposing the horrors of the Mothman.
Thank you.
And that is
Well
what
done.
That is what I am leaving you. So please, Scott, I'd love to hear more about what you've got.
Well, boy, I'm a little nervous now, but thank you, Simon.
Well, thank you.
So and thank you, dear listeners, for being out there. So let me just dive in, okay? This episode is an exciting one to me, partly for this reason. No matter what part of the world you're from, where you grew up, everyone, and I mean everyone, they know about cryptids. Planet Earth seems to be chock full of them. No matter the country, no matter the land, they've all got a cryptid story to tell. Now, you gents know, I do have a tendency to ramble a bit before revealing my selection. That will not be the case today. I'm just going to dive right in and say that despite the array of other well-known spooky creatures and chimeras out there, I'm here to proclaim that the cursed monster, the half-man, half-beast that is the worstest, it's the Monkey Man of Delhi. Delhi as in New Delhi, the capital of India, not the Delhi of great sandwiches, sadly enough. Now, for you learned cryptozoologists among us, you may be aware that this creature has also been referred to by other names, such as Face Scratcher, Black Monkey, and Calabandar. I hope I said that correctly. But I love Monkey Man, so I'm sticking with that. Part of what makes this particular beastie fascinating is the fact that he's actually quite the newbie to the scene. A veritable cryptid come lately. The first widespread reports about his reign of terror did not occur until 2001, so barely a quarter century ago. In May of 2001, reports started circulating in New Delhi concerning a monkey-like creature that attacked people at night. Now, this was quite widespread in that area of the world. In total, there were over 350 reported sightings of the Monkey Man. Those reports indicated 60 people suffered a variety of injuries, and some of those injuries were actually fatal. 2 to 3 deaths were reported. I don't remember hearing that in some of these other stories. Yes, people died when they fell from the tops of buildings or down stairwells caused by the panic when they were, or at least they thought they were, being attacked by this offending ape. The local police were obviously concerned as more and more reports and sightings occurred. They interviewed witnesses, gathered them up and spoke to them, and then released artist sketches of eyewitness accounts in an attempt to catch this creature. So I'm going to pass around now a handout. I'd like you guys to take a look at that. For the audience at home, I'm passing around a sheet with some renderings of the New Delhi ne'er-do-well.
Oh, my.
Now, if I'm honest, some of these sketches, Monkey Man, he kind of looks like Curious George's much angrier and hairier cousin.
The guy at the bottom right looks like he's surrendering.
Sort of, but take note of those hands in all of the renderings. Now, truth be told, these eyewitness accounts from the locals, they were often inconsistent. Not that unusual with cryptid stories, right? But they usually described the creature as about 4 feet tall, covered in this thick black hair, wearing a metal helmet, or not, having metal claws, or not, sporting glowing red eyes, there's a callback, and having, this is peculiar, 3 buttons on its chest. Some reports also claim, I'm sorry.
Was it wearing clothes?
Well, we'll come to that.
Were they like clothes buttons, or were they like gag me with a spoon buttons, or like their favorite rock band?
It's an interesting point you bring up, Simon, and I'm going to try to address that later. Okay? And I apologize for my prior chuckle, because some of these reports also claim that Monkey Man was wearing roller skates. Other reports described the Monkey Man. I know. Other reports described the Monkey Man as having a more, I hope I say this correctly, vulpine or fox-like snout, and being up to 8 feet tall, muscular, leaping from building to building. This would appear to indicate some shape-shifting capabilities.
Maybe it was his dad.
To me, Monkey Man is sort of sounding a little bit like the David Bowie of the Cryptid world. Persona and character shifting as his fame and notoriety increases. There's a monkey man waiting on my roof. He'd like to come and eat us. We turn around and he goes poof. Anyway, there were lots of articles. I tried to focus on just a few. So here's a quote from one. This came from a snippet from a magazine known as Guernica.
So there was a magazine called Guernica,
Yeah.
titled after the horrifying bombing of a Spanish city, that did a story on the Monkey Man of New Delhi.
Yeah, I caught that too.
It's like a magazine called Hiroshima that has baking recipes and cartoons featuring an adorable clown.
In the summer of 2001, an elusive creature was spotted in working-class dwellings in Ghaziabad and East Delhi's adjoining districts. Descriptions again varied between a primitive, 4-foot-tall humanoid and a futuristic, if somewhat hirsute, robot from outer space. These people were interviewed by the Institute of Human Behavior and Allied Sciences, indicating the Monkey Man was a creature between 4 and 8 feet tall, now described with long iron legs, shod in sleek black sneakers with springs attached to his soles. He struck mostly at night, though one witness did claim to be attacked at 10:15 in the morning. There was one report in particular that said that Monkey Man had a distinctive call of, and I'm going to do my best to replicate this.
What's up?
Well, that would have been around the right time frame, right? For the what's up? Absolutely. So this was oh hoo, or she. And my favorite, ho ho.
Maybe it was just Santa Claus.
I don't know.
Santa Claus.
Oh, very good. Very good there, Simon. Very good. So just to continue with some of these first-hand accounts, as they were, apart from Monkey Man's ability to jump great distances, people describe that sometimes he flew with the help of a black belt. I don't think that's reference to the martial arts. A red and black striped suit and a light affixed to his chest. Now he sounds like Iron Man. I don't know exactly what's going on here. At least, I mentioned the deaths. At least one man died after tumbling off of a building in a panic when his neighbor cried, "The Monkey Man is here." Now, I should talk a little bit. I know. I should talk a little bit about this whole roof thing here, because as I was researching this,
What does this mother think? I spent 30 years raising my son, worked so hard. He falls off the roof because someone said there's a monkey nearby.
I could not put that in. I could not put that in.
What's the Punjabi word for dumbass?
Simon, unfortunately, I do not know, and I don't want to make one up. But these there was a cluster of these reports. They were happening most commonly in these lower socioeconomic areas in a very hot month of the year in India, May. New Delhi experiences very hot weather with average daily temperatures of about 90 degrees, but the highs can average 103 or higher.
That's Fahrenheit for our European friends.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Pete. So it is one of the hottest months of the year in India. At this time, these particular areas were experiencing rolling blackouts, so they didn't have ways to keep cool, all right? And people were trying to find ways to escape the heat at night, get some rest, and they were sleeping outside or on their rooftops to escape the heat. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that the police, when receiving these complaints about this creature, a lot of them were for people who were sleeping on their roofs or in the open areas near, in city slums. And again, at night, this is when the monkey man was striking, between midnight and 4 a.m., and when he appeared, he didn't want to be all cutesy like that Lancelot Link monkey. No. He wasn't wearing costumes to make him look like James Bond or the Queen or Sherlock Holmes. He was pouncing on these victims, leaving them with deep scratch marks. Again, look at the ominous hands and digits there. Okay. Gouges on their arms, necks, backs, and face. But to review, I got to make my main points for why I believe Monkey Man is the worstest and is deserving of moving on to the next round. Number one, just a weird creature with an even weirder look. I mean, look at those pictures. Imagine Michael Jackson's chimpanzee Bubbles crossed with a Terminator, wearing a motorcycle helmet, and maybe he's got some roller skates. I mean, come on.
The one on the bottom right looks like if one of the Berenstain Bears went rabid, and that's not good. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first looked, I saw Curious George, but just a maniacal one. I didn't say this. I'll add it now to make Monkey Man's case. These reports, they sparked vigilantism all around parts of India. Youths armed with axes and sticks began patrolling the streets to protect citizens. Other Hindu activists took up strategic positions with swords, clubs, knives. And here's the thing. People were panicking, and innocent people got beaten up because they were mistaken for Monkey Man. I shouldn't have worn those roller skates at 3 a.m. I should have known that was going to be bad mojo. And my final point is, among the array of cryptids that we presented on or could have presented on, he had a very short-lived reign of terror. The great monsters of the world have lived in the dark corners of our collective minds and psyche for, in some cases, hundreds of years and more. The first news report about Monkey Man is dated May of 2001. Now, I found articles dated no later than June 22nd of 2001, where local Indian authorities were already indicating this whole thing is the result of mass hysteria fueled by sensationalized media reporting. This silly simian barely spooked people for more than 7 weeks. That is noteworthy for the lack of sustained impact. Bigfoot, early 1800s, we're getting reports. David Thompson found large footprints in Western Canada. And just a few years later, a couple decades later, we got reports of a wild man in Arkansas. That cropped up around 1834. Champy, we're talking about him earlier, Captain Crumb, July 1819, all right? These people have staying power. Jersey Devil, 1700s, my gosh. And that's before Napoleon's brother shows up, So my concluding statement is this. Monkey Man, yes, people died during encounters with him, but this is not a creature that belongs in the Cooperstown Cryptid Hall of Fame. But it does belong in the next round. My fellow hosts and judges, it would be a head scratcher if you don't vote for this face scratcher as the worstest.
All right. Very nice.
Wow, pretty terrible.
Yeah. Both horrifying.
Horrifying and good.
Yes,
good
both
and horrifying.
tough choices.
Tough choices.
Well, Pete, I think I am torn because if it turns out the Mothman was deliberately sabotaging the Point Pleasant Bridge, he clearly is the worst, just for the sake of a greater death toll.
That's true. That is true.
While the Monkey Man does have a death toll, the one is a little suspect.
Well, they're all very suspect.
Sure.
Where people are basically falling downstairs and jumping off roofs
Yes.
because they're a little frightened of who knows what.
Well,
Well, I guess we do know what.
That's right.
we also got a window into different cultures and their folklore.
That's true.
I mean, how the Monkey Man appears to be dressed would be seen as very unusual for a cryptid creature in the Western world. But there must be deep roots there in Indian culture.
Although to Simon's earlier point, it also makes you wonder if it was just some random burglar wandering around with these exposed people, but again, makes it a terrible cryptid.
Also, I don't really know how much in Indian culture roller skates play a large part
Right.
in, or how particularly Eastern the use of roller skates are.
That was unusual, the roller skates.
roller
It was
skates
a bit odd.
Yes.
Spring on the Soles was also
That caught my attention.
Sure.
another oddity right there.
What do you think, Pete?
A lot of oddities going around.
Yes.
Do the by the way, I just do they watch a lot of Facts of Life in India? Maybe Tootie always being on her roller skates in the first 2 seasons, as we all remember.
That's right.
Maybe that was an indelible mark into Indian culture.
You know, I think there was an episode where she was skating around and she was exclaiming, "Oh hoo, oh hoo, and ho ho."
That could be.
And Natalie fell off the roof. I remember that. If our friends in India can get in touch with us and let us know, we'd like to know. Anyway,
Pete,
you got work to do.
Right.
What
Well,
do
we
you
have
think?
we have the conflicting accounts of Mothman. Is he a good guy or is he a bad guy?
we don't know.
We just don't know.
Either way, he's a murderer.
Look, personally, I'm a big fan of Mothman. He's one of my favorite cryptids. And I think Mothman was trying to warn us in his own inimitable way.
Right.
I can't possibly vote for the Mothman
I
as
see
the
what
worst.
you're saying. Yeah. I feel like the beneficial side of Mothman was really stressed, and I feel also that it's tough to see how he would be up there loosening that screw. God, maybe not even a millimeter at a time with each flyby.
I also think the Monkey Man might be the worst due to his poor choice of accoutrement.
Yes.
Buttons without a jacket, roller skates.
Yes.
Seems right, and a helmet, which I guess he's safety first. It's on roller skates. You should wear a helmet.
That does make some sense there.
Yeah. Pete, I am going to go with Monkey Man. I don't know about you, but Simon, no offense, but I happen to like the Mothman. I think he's a hero.
And I also we didn't really dive too deeply into it, but the Monkey Man does have those buttons on his chest, which are really quite intriguing, and lead one's minds to different possibilities. So I have no problem with going with the Monkey Man as the worst cryptid of the two presented to us.
All right.
What was it?
Well,
Monkey Man.
It was a heck of a battle, though.
It seems like I'm just back at speed dating night again.
Yes, you just got the Bulgarian yes nod, didn't you?
I did. You're all Bulgarians. And you're all nodding at me. Oh, jeez.
Simon,
Well,
all it takes is one, Simon. One special person.
who's not nodding at me.
Yes.
Well, excellent. So we now have our final finale. The New Jersey Devil versus the Monkey Man of New Delhi.
Ooh.
News of the world, some might say. News of the cryptid world. Well, I know you're all waiting out there to hear how this goes down. So let's just listen to some of that beautiful music that I'll never hear with my special someone. And we'll be right back. It just makes me lonelier and lonelier. Well, anyway, let's get right on it. This has been a riveting episode. So let's hear about the Jersey Devil, right? Let's hear.
Yes.
Let's hear about the wrap up, the round 2 of what makes the Jersey Devil the worst cryptid.
Bring it on, Tim.
Will do, Scott. Well, the Jersey Devil is hideous. He has maybe not killed people the way Monkey Man allegedly has, but he has killed a lot of livestock. He has spooked a lot of campers.
Spooky.
The fact that it was a child born turning into this hideous monster, that's a pretty horrible story. And by some accounts, may have even killed his own siblings. That is a hideous creature.
And eaten.
And eaten.
That's
And
even worse.
I think it's one of the worst names to pick for a franchise. I don't like the idea of devil being in any franchise. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays dropped the devil from their name several years ago and are just the Rays now.
Punks.
Well, yeah, I don't like them either. The New Jersey Devils, I get it. They're proud of that. I just don't like that hockey team. Not crazy about them. I wish there were just 2 New York area teams. 3 is too many. And yeah, maybe I'm a little resentful that both New York City football teams play in New Jersey. Yeah, just a lot of New York fans, we get rankled by that. So it's a hideous creature, but I just think the hockey team is even worse. Nothing against the particular players, by the way. I have no animosity toward them. I think Jack Hughes is a great player.
Oh my gosh,
Seems like a fine young man.
I think we all feel that way.
Regardless, I will leave it at that.
Well, all right. Well, that was a quick wrap up. So, Scott, what further horrors does the Monkey Man of New Delhi is going to serve up to us?
Well, first, let me say I'm so pleased to finally get to use some of my second round notes that I prepared. So, thank you, kind gentlemen, for passing Monkey Man along. So, I have a couple of thoughts. Let me start with this. I don't have the answers to all of the world's mysteries. Are these life forms, any of them? Are they real? How come the sightings in all cases are generally so rare? Why is other evidence of their existence so hard to come by? Why are these chimeras usually so fantastical in look and nature, and not just one of these, quote, oh look, it's another species of crickets we've never seen before, and this one just hops like all the others? But I do know this. These special cryptids, those belonging in the pantheon, they have fascinated us for long periods of time. Those bestest cryptids have, for example, appeared in episodes of The $6 Million Man. They've been discussed at length by the likes of Sir Leonard Nimoy. I know we had the reference earlier to Shatner, so I got to get...
In Search of.
That's right. Their annual Halloween costumes, and they're ubiquitous. If we say Yeti, people know what we're talking about. Most people don't know from Kala Bandar or Monkey Man because he has not had impact. He is not notable. He is not important. Simply put, he's the worstest cryptid ever. And I will also add in, I would not have been prepared to put this in my notes. But, Mr. Tim, he talked about the connection of the Jersey Devil to those colonizers from England. Look how those English colonizers have traumatized people of the Indian subcontinent. So much so that they had to invent a cryptid, a terrible one. And they kept him around for 7 weeks. Come on. I don't think there's another argument to be made. Monkey Man, worstest.
Wow.
I forgot to mention, and Simon, you would know this, the Jersey Devil was also an episode of The X-Files.
100% right. Episode 4, season 4, episode 17, I believe.
That sounds about right.
Oh, it's terrible. It was spooky.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, do you have them all on VHS or did you buy the DVD box set?
Both. I find that the analog warmth of the VHS tape gives me something like I'm there. You know, it becomes part of me. Then the digital format, of course, is clearer. But I find that some of the dialogue and the music is harsh. Harsh.
Another beautiful story. It's he really has. You have a deep insight.
Well,
Simon,
I live the way I live, and evidently some people at, speed dating don't like it, but I myself find it's the only way I can be. Maybe the worst cryptid is really the Simon that others want me to be.
wow.
You can only be yourself, Simon.
That's very deep.
It really is.
You got to bust that out at one of those date nights, those rapid fire date nights.
Maybe that'll work. I'm going to bring the finest oatmeal to one of my ladies, steel cut, and woo them with the insight that you fellows have helped.
Hold it together, Simon.
Let's get to the
on.
cryptids. Let's get to the cryptids.
Please.
Let's get to the cryptids. So
Well, I have to say,
you
I'll
and
tell
me,
you-
Pete, we have something that we have to figure this out.
Absolutely, and we have, as always, strong competition. Strong competition. I think that, to be honest with you, I am partial to the Monkey Man, and I feel that Scott, kind of shot himself in the foot there with his summary, but still, the thing that gets me is people being so scared of Monkey Man that they're jumping to their deaths. It's crazy to me to think that that's
I fear nothing but Monkey Man.
a possibility. So I feel that's pulling me in that direction.
I have to say, both. And once again, both excellent presentations, both excellent. We looked at a side of the American Revolution and the American birth, the birth of this country, from a side I've never seen before. It was very interesting. I also, and I never thought I'd say this, but I learned to have an appreciation for New Jersey.
Thank you.
Incredible. On the other hand, we also got to look into the deep, dark heart of the human being, both the human creature and the human existence, and how, for 7 weeks, people could be talked into jumping off a roof because some guys wearing a helmet and roller skates.
Could be that.
I guess they'd never heard of a circus.
But how do you explain the springs on his shoes?
Well, that's when the
Maybe it was a spring on one shoe and a roller skate on the other.
maybe he got a high all-terrain, a high level all-terrain roller skate
There you go.
that had shock absorbers.
Could be.
There's a lot that goes on. I think I also have to honestly go with the Monkey Man of New Delhi. The case put out is not truly how the devil himself was terrible, but how the hockey team was terrible.
Yes, fair point.
That's true.
So, in taking in that, you got some creature eating his kids, eating his brothers and sisters. Well, that's pretty bad. But to bring it down to, Pete LaFleur getting getting the old downward thumb from some guy in a kooky jersey, it takes away a little bit of the veritas.
And let's not forget Claude Mon Ami.
Sacre bleu. So I too,
And also, Scott has helped me a little bit now that, like a new deli is open near my home. I don't feel so afraid of it anymore.
or maybe you should. Maybe that's where the Monkey Man
7
went.
weeks ago, perhaps, but not now.
Let's just wait 7
Now
weeks
I
and then
know.
go, and then you'll be fine.
I think we all need to warn John to avoid New Delhi.
Well, you know what? Probably.
Yeah, when he
Probably.
wakes up.
He has to watch his diet anyway. I don't think going to a deli was really going to help him. So maybe that's the best thing. He should be frightened about going to a deli.
Some of your healthier oatmeal would probably serve him well at this point.
I am going to send him a box of my choice steel cut oats. I usually take my steel cut and mix them with regular oatmeal because sometimes my diverticulitis kicks up from the harshness of the oatmeal.
Gets the best of us.
But I guess what we need to say right now is we are going to give the Jersey Devil a Bulgarian nod of the head.
Correct.
To tell him no, that we have an official Worstest cryptid, and that is the Monkey Man of New Delhi.
Bravo.
Well done, Calabandar.
Listeners, stay tuned. We'll have a special diverticulitis discussion if you want to stay on for that.
Oh, geez, it's terrible.
Being Worstest overtime.
So if you enjoyed yourself and you're not too terrified or you're not up on your roof trying to cool yourself down, please like, share, subscribe to Worstest. Tell everybody about it. Send links to all your friends and family because it's very, very nice. And if you want to do a little further, you can rate us. Give us 5 stars, please. And if you want to say something that's a little critical after you put your 5 stars in, write down what you'd like to see different about us. And also, we've got an email too. Now, don't use this to buy pool supplies, but it's worstestpodcast@gmail.com. If you got something to tell us, be nice about it. I'm only, thanks to being here this morning, have found a new level of self-esteem that I didn't think I'd ever be able to reach. So I thank you guys for that. But I thank you out there if you're kind and just critical but not judgmental in your emailing of us. And now comes the bestest time. Scott, do you want to start us off? What's the bestest that happened to you?
So it's not, if I can push the definition a little bit, some of you know I took a family trip recently with the wife and the son. We went to England and first time ever in Europe, London specifically. There's too much to cover, but suffice to say it was an amazing trip. Got to see, all of if it's your first trip, you got to hit those big landmarks. Westminster Abbey blew me away.
Amazing,
and we
isn't it?
could only spend a little bit of time there. It was like every time you turn around, you're bumping into another king and queen's tomb. I stood on the stone, the gravestone, if you will, of Sir Isaac Newton. It blew my mind. Had some amazing food. Don't believe what you hear about the English cooking, and some incredible cask ale. So that's going to be the bestest for a while for me.
My favorite part, going to the UK, the cask ale.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and the mushy peas.
Yeah, my wife
Underrated.
had that in a couple of dishes. Bangers and mash. Oh, boy, do they bang and bang hard. Let me tell you, great stuff.
Their oatmeal is exquisite.
Somehow I didn't find my way around to that at the pub, Simon. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right. I'm just going to say, I think it was probably a week and a half ago now, I went into Manhattan to see John Cleese in person. Oh, wow. And he
Amazing.
He showed the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and he did a commentary before and after. It was a blast.
Where was this?
At the town hall.
Wow.
And he's 86 years old. And
86? Really? He's that old? Oh my gosh.
He's up there. But it's he's still got lots of great ideas, and it was just a great experience. So yeah.
Nice. I'm going to clap for that one, boy.
Yeah, wow. I wish I'd known about that. That would have been awesome. Something great that happened to me. I ran my best 5K time last Sunday in a 5K charity event. I ran it in 22 minutes and 7 seconds, my best time.
Wow.
Thank you. Very pleased.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, I have to. I'm
Mr.
not.
Simon.
I'm not looking to kowtow, but my bestest was being invited to do Worst Cryptid with you guys. This was absolutely the pinnacle of my life.
Wow.
And
You're so
We're
sweet.
glad to have you on, Simon, and there's a special bowl of oatmeal for you once this is over.
thank you. I mean, to be totally honest, my life has been nothing but disappointment, pain, and really not getting above much of a social level that a pond scum would have. But this was the best. This is like double pond scum. This was wonderful.
Well, it was a pleasure having you aboard.
Thank
Really
you
was.
so much. I'd love to come back. I didn't talk nearly enough about Bigfoot and his ability to go through portals of time and space to, mock the dark grays or the tall grays. So maybe I can do that. Maybe if you have a 3 or 4 hour special, I can tell you all I know about it.
We are all dying to hear
We'll
about
see.
it.
We'll see.
Well, all right then. Well, then, in that case, I hope you enjoyed the Halloween +1 special Worstest Cryptid episode. And take care, everybody. Goodbye.
See you all.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time, everybody.
Enjoy.